nylon will stretch a lot. You know, you'll get your pack saddle on, you get everything cinched up, and it'll get wet or something, it'll stretch.
How long was this deer?
This one here, I want to say it's 40 maybe. I had to cut a piece out the end of it. 50 feet's okay. Because when you get packed out, if you get all your gear on and get your knots tied, if you've got an excess 20, 30, 40 feet of rope, you know, you can wrap it around. It don't cost very much. It's not too late. You want that. And then I gave Keith that catalog. They call them in the catalog lash cinch. I just use a breast cinch. And I'll show you how that's used with the rope when I get the pack on. And one of the most important things that I can think of when you guys are going to be packing is to protect the horse, not just his withers and his back, but also on the sides, because you're going to have stuff that you might pack. For instance, you could pack antlers, or maybe in your pack panniers you've got something that's sticking inside the pannier, like a frying pan or something. You don't want that to rub into the horse. It's going to be irritating. So what I do, and in that catalog, is a nice felt pack pad. You know, it's a real big pad, and this is the first pad you put on. It's got an absorbency here, so it absorbs sweat. And you can see it really protects the animal. You know, compared to a regular pad. This is just a regular saddle stand. You can see the difference, you know, of the two. And carry that pad up. Now, when you're packing, you know, you got to realize that the horse is like us, you know, being built and strong in the front shoulders. He's going to use his front shoulders. That's where you want to carry his weight. You don't want anything. Draw yourself a line right about here. You don't want any weight on that horse from that point back. Yeah, you've got the kidneys, his hindquarters. He needs freedom of movement here for his hind end, because that's where he's getting his power when he's going up the mountains. And if he's got any restriction at all in here, it's going to create some discomfort. You're going to have a horse that's going to work out fine, and 5-6 miles down the trail he's going to get mad because things are poking him here and hurting him here, and finally he's just going to come undone. You're going to have yourself a real problem. So I run the pack up pretty high. You can see, you know, on the camera, I'm sure you can pick that up pretty good. You can see kind of where that pack is at. It's protecting the shoulders. Okay? Put another pad on. Depending on the weight you're carrying, I usually run a couple of pads, and I'll even throw a blanket on afterwards. Gives that horse some protection, makes it comfortable for him. If you don't put enough protection underneath him, he's going to feel that. It'd be like you and I carrying a backpack without padded shoulders on it. You know, the more pads you get, the less irritation as you see me carrying more weight. So I'll even throw another blanket over it. You see, I got quite a bit of pad. I wouldn't be afraid to put another, you know, thick pad underneath him. And the difference between carrying a pack and carrying a rider is you know, I could ride my horse. I'm 210 pounds. I'm probably lying now, maybe. But and I got a 30-40 pound saddle. Well, when I ride my horse, when I'm on there and the horse, you know, leans to the left, I can lean with it. Right? It's comfortable for him. If he goes up a hill, I can lean forward. If he goes downhill, I can lean back. So he can carry more weight. He can carry 250 pounds with the rider. Now, when you're packing, you want to be careful you don't go over a 200 pound limit, especially on a horse like this here. 200 pounds, that's saddle, gear, everything, 200 pounds, right? They can't carry the same amount of weight packing as they do with the rider. And the reason is, if you put a pack saddle on here, if he's going up a hill, that saddle, that pack and that gear is going to stay right there. It ain't going to go nowhere. It's going to be irritating. If he kind of stumbles a little bit like this here, that pack is going to, the gravity's going to cause it to dig in farther, where if you were riding him, you could correct it. So you can see how important it is to control how much weight they take. You take your pack saddle. This thing has been run around a little bit in the mountains and around here, so I got some broken parts on it, but it still serves the purpose. But you can see the design here of the pack. This is Humane Pack Saddle. And the tree on this is the tree here, that is designed somewhat like a saddle. If you took your saddle and look at your saddle, it's designed kind of the same way. You can see how this thing is supposed to fit on the horse. See how that fits on him? All right, so it's supposed to be kind of a perfect match. Now, when you set this, I actually ride my saddle a little bit farther forward than most people on my horse. And I ride a pack saddle a little bit farther forward too. You want this here to go towards the front, the big part of this here, the saddle. So just throw it up on top of there like such. Now, just like any saddle, you want to tuck the pad into the saddle. You don't want to leave the pad on and then just throw it on and then tie the saddle on. If you do that, what happens is this pad will actually, from the weight, will put pressure down on his withers. And that's the most important part of this horse right here, besides the kidneys in the back, is his withers. If he's got any weight bearing on this point right here, after 2 or 3 hours, he's either going to kick like a son of a gun, or he's going to go down. You'll gall the horse if you put big weight. When you're riding and when you're packing, always want to check this area. When you get your saddle on, I'll show you later, you'll be able to run your fingers underneath your saddle. You should always be able to feel it clear in there, so you don't have any weight on top of it. I push that pad back to get the drain of the hair going the right way. That's why I'll do that. Tuck that up inside of there. I got this stuff all kind of twisted on here. Woo! Stand. Easy. Stand. Now the concept of a pack saddle is pretty darn close to a regular saddle. It's got a front cinch. I got a double cinch on here. It's got a breast collar, and it's got a rear strap here. And the purpose of all this gear here is easy. This is going to keep the saddle on the horse. This breast strap is going to keep the saddle from sliding back going up hills. And this rear strap is going to keep the saddle from sliding forward, going down hills. That's the reason for it. You want to get the tail out of the way from your rear cinch strap. Now, when you put your pack saddle on, when you put any saddle on, your cinch goes on first. That's the first thing that goes on. You want to secure that saddle to the horse. You do your front or your rear cinch after that. When you take it off, do just the opposite. You start with this stuff off, first, and then take your cinch strap off last. And the reason for that is if the horse were to come undone or give you any problems, you've always got this secure in the saddle down. The last thing you want is the breast collar and the rear cinch on the horse, this off, and have them come undone. That saddle can swivel around, get underneath his feet, and you get yourself one heck of a mess. So if you've got everything off, you take this cinch off, and if something scared the horse, you spooked him, you know one thing, if he bucked or if he popped, he'll kick that saddle off. Go around and get this. He always scoots when I saddle him. Whichever side I'm working, he's going to scoot to the other side. So I'm just going to get everything set here. Now, you're going to find a center point on your cinch. That's supposed to center right on the horse. All right, each horse is different, so you want to adjust your pack saddle. I'm hoping I'm getting this on film. Easy. See how he kicks out here when he gets mad. I'm going to bring these up. I had this on these Arabs the last time, and they are a little bit stouter than Pride here. Now you can see they're about center. You want them this way about 2 inches from center, because when you start cinching it up, obviously it's going to center itself. Easy. And you want to make sure, like I was over there, I checked my cinches so that they're clear. They're up against the horse and they're clear. All right, now we're gonna cinch the front one up first, and what that does is it kind of sets the saddle side. It sets the saddle, where I want it on the shoulder. Also, I can see my cinch going to be right where it belongs. I don't want the cinch up forward by the front shoulders. All right. I want myself side. I want myself to be clear of the front shoulders, because now when he walks and his foot comes back, I don't want him rubbing on that cinch, because he'll wear into his shoulders, and it'll be irritating to him. You want to get your saddle on correctly. It will be a comfortable fit for the horse. You're always going to want to check your saddle, because they're goofing around and going sideways and punching that. They'll always change the position of your saddle. Like I said, for some reason he just doesn't like that cinch, and I expect him to throw a little poof out when I stand. Try to use that command, because he's got to realize that he's got a job to do, and he can't be goofing off. And you'll have horses that will give you a problem where you might have to just scotch hop them, with their back leg to get them to stand and pay attention. Stand. Boy. Don't be afraid to give him a little pat.
Yeah, that comes along.
He does good praise him. That's important.
Usually I've been real good at that way too.
Yeah.
Little praise.
Yeah, he likes little love. Stand. Now stand. Good boy. Stand. Stand. He actually took the pack better the other day when I put it on, but we went for a little pony ride too, so he had a little bit of the piss and vinegar worked out of him. That sometimes makes a big difference too. If you're out riding and you're knocking Elk down, and he's been worked during the day, and you pack him, you'll probably find you'll pack him. You're going to see the more you handle them too, with no shirt. It makes a big difference. Okay, now these have to be comfortable, but you want them secure enough so that they do keep the saddle from moving on you. I don't know what the straps are going to be like. Some of them have dual straps that run across. The brush strap will come around, and one will go down here and one will go up here. Each pack saddle's different, So when you get your gear, he's coming out tomorrow. He's got his gear. I'll throw the camera and we'll get a picture of packing your saddles too. I just wanted you to see before I get packed here today. And then we get them packed out, we'll walk around them. Now I got a little leather piece here, and that keeps this thing from flying around. Stand. I've got one on the other side too, but I just leave that one on there because I can take the cloth out. It just kind of keeps everything from flying around. Now, this right here is a pony rope, and you'll want to put these on your pack saddle. So I've got a rope on the other side here tied to the ring on your cinch, or on the cinch. You see that? All right. What it is, it's a rope that just goes from that front cinch strap down to this front cinch strap, and then I've got a lead rope tied onto that. All right. Now, when we start ponying, I got all my saddles rigged up with straps like this. I'll just hook the next horse right to him. See?
Do that with a regular saddle.
Yeah. So one guy, if you got one horse that ponies other horses well, carries packs well, you could essentially carry a string of 15, 20 ponies if you wanted to. It works out pretty good. So what I do with this is tie it very simple. I'll run it through a couple of times here. Just tie a very simple knot like that. And that holds the horse down when I get ponying. Now, what's magical about this thing is if a horse behind comes undone and kind of fights you a little bit, you've got the security. I'll go around this side here of that pack saddle not coming off because it's centered on the pack saddle. It's not going to slide. And you can see where it's pulling right here. It's pulling on the front cinch. You got protection on the saddle from the breast cinch. See? So this lead horse, if he's a puller, he's got the ability to kind of put his shoulders into it and pull that back horse right along with you. So works out real well. That's, saddle's real secure, real secure. Now, we're not gonna wait a few minutes. I'm gonna throw these pack panniers on right now, but when you're up in the mountains and you're gonna be packing, what I'd suggest you do is before you saddle your horse, throw the pack saddle on and leave him stand there for a little bit. What it does, you can see I tighten that up pretty good. Well, as he's standing here, he's gonna let some of the air out of his chest here, and I'll be able to tighten this thing up a little bit more. So 15, 20 minutes by the time you get done, with getting your saddle on and all that kind of stuff, come over here before you put the pack saddle on, tighten these two up again. Right? You can see if you take a little bit more out. If he was going to stand here for a while, you would be able to take out probably 6, 8 inches of strap out of there. Now, let me grab the pack tanks. These are the pack panniers you guys have got. I'm hoping you guys can see. You know what those are. Don't be afraid to let the horse smell what you're packing either, especially if it's game. Now, when you're packing, what I suggest if you guys are going to pack in your groceries and that, before you leave, have your pack saddles packed. All right? Well, I take a board and put it right in here, a piece of 3/8 inch board, plywood, and it gives a smooth, flat surface that lays right here. It's perfect for the horses. What's nice about it when you get up in the mountains, there ain't nothing better than having a piece of board that's that flat for 1,000 different purposes. You can make a little tiny table, bring some nails, nail it on top of a log, you know, and then later take it off and put it back in your pack pan. Now, when you're packing, and I'm hoping we get that just on film here, but when you're packing your stuff in, you want to have everything loaded before you go. If you don't have a board on here, make sure that everything that you've got against the horse.
We'll have boards inside it.
Okay, boards would be great because you don't want stuff sticking out.
Lumpy stuff.
Yep, you don't want stuff sticking out. Okay. Now, I've only got about maybe 75 pounds in these, and I can set these on myself here. But if you were gonna pack to make it comfortable for the horse, what you want to do is have somebody on one side holding this pack. Like you put this one on first, somebody on this side will hold this pack. Keep the weight off the horse. Easy. Yeah. You know, you would be here holding that, then I'd go over to the other side. We don't have to do it now because I don't have much weight. But if you've got more weight, or if the horse is kind of jumpy, it's kind of uncomfortable for him. Now, I like that when a horse moves around and lets me work because he making it easy for me. I don't have to chase around, you know, around the other side. Stand. Approach him real easy. There you go. Lift the pack up and let it settle. Easy. Pick that up and let it settle. That saddle just tilted just a little bit that way, and that's from, you know, leaving that weight on there. Okay, take the rope. Unravel it. Well, you want to really get them used to ropes. You want them used to the sound of them, and I spend as much time as I can with the horses, just being around ropes. I'll climb up to the hitching post and get a lariat out and rope them so they're used to it. The last thing you want is a horse that's going to jump around
That way.
every time it sees a rope. That's really, really tough to... What's that? No, I throw a rope at him. Actually, I've been throwing this one. What I'll do is I'll go like this. Easy. Good move. Because as we're packing, we're going to be throwing ropes over his shoulder. It's going to come around, it's going to hit him, and he's pretty much used to it. I mean, he is one of those horses that you know, it's going to take a little bit longer. The first time I threw a rope at him, he pretty much come undone. You know, reared back on a hitching post, but now he knows. He got that kick in. That's the only thing I really don't like. When he gets mad, he kicks with that one foot for some reason. Stand. But you just want to practice with it. Yeah. Get him used to the rope. Good boy. I don't know if that rope ain't gonna hurt him nothing. Okay. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and throw a tarp on him. What this tarp does, this is a containment. It contains all of your gear in this back saddle. That's what you want. Now, he's not been around a tarp, so we're going to see how he does today. He'll get work on this in the next couple of weeks. We're just at the point now where I can start packing each animal out like it would be packed out in the wild as you're going. This tarp, if I can grab, let me shut that film off. I'm going to grab something that I can throw on there for a pack. A second. Okay, this is just a pail. When we're packing, you could have a tent that you lay across here. You could have your sleeping bag, things that don't weigh much, that are bulky. Your clothes bag, you might drop your clothes bag over here. When you're putting stuff on your pack, if it's light, keep it to the top, all right? If it's heavy, keep it to the sides. That's what you want to do. You might have a sleeping bag and a clothes bag that somewhat weigh the same, but you want your weights equal. That's important. You might want to put your sleeping bag here, wrap a couple of loops like we got here, and just loop it on so it carries off to the side, and then throw your clothes bag on the other side and put a loop around it. Tie a couple of half inches on it, and then drop it over the side. Right? Now, what's nice about this blue tarp is you can set things right on top. All right, you don't have to tie it or nothing. You know, you might have, hell, I don't know, it could be charcoal or it could be Keith's brandy bottle, whatever it may be, but it's something that's on top. We'll see if he'll take this tarp. This is all good. You just learn it. This is all real good for him. Get used to everything here, and he's actually used to food being in the white pail. Easy, now stand. You might have to tie that pail down for him to stay there, but we'll see how he acts with the blue tarp thrown over his shoulder. This is the first time this has ever happened. Easy. Stand. Good boy. Not bad. I'm impressed. Good boy. I mean, horses come absolutely undone when you do this. He's not doing bad, but he still could come undone.
You haven't seen tarp before.
What's that?
You've seen tarp before, but not
Well, seeing it and having it on your back is yeah. Now, when you're packing now, he can't see me. You leave yourself, they say 6.5 feet is where you want to be from a horse, because that's how far they can reach and kick. I give myself about 10 feet, you know, because he does do a little kicking, and you know, the key here is that you don't get hurt. You know, always kick. Now, I just take this here and hook it, stand. Hook it on like such right here, okay, and just throw it over. Now I throw it in front of the sawbuck and the pail. That pail's not actually set on it very good. You can't really see it too well, but the sawbuck is on the front, the pail's on the back, and I'm going to run that rope right between the two of them. That'll secure that pail right in there. All right, and then you can reach around and grab the cinch. Stand. So I'm actually putting another cinch on the horse. What I'm doing. And that's gonna help secure the pack on there. Easy. Now I just run it through and just hold it in place here until I get ready to tighten it up. You want this other cinch kind of centered too. That's the goal. Now, you can't see it too well here, but I've got that rope on this side of that sawbuck. Hope the film can. That's the sawbuck, that metal or that wood, cross bar in the saddle. I got the rope on that side of it, right? And hopefully you'll be able to see how this thing tightens up. And I don't have it too well centered here, but okay, I'll give her a good cinch. That'll seat that rope right down in here. Flip that little tab over. And now I kind of got a start on things here. Run her right back through again, same spot, or you can run back on this side. I'll go on this side, stand. Now you want to make sure you want to crawl back and forth to keep away from them. You're going to be moving back and forth on all sides of them. Looks like quite a contraption now, but surprisingly it works. I'm just going to tie this side up, and I'll go on the other side and show the camera how we tie up. Stand. Maybe the camera can pick it up. This is very simple, just a loop that goes around this pack. I'll get a better camera shot on the other side. I just get this side tied and then we'll go from there. I'm going to pull that tarp up in there. Easy. This is actually a pretty big tarp for what we're doing. It works better if you get a nice 8x12 tarp or something like that. That's a better fit. And cinch it up nice and tight. You can see that pail isn't going anywhere. You can see that thing is. The pails are nice because you can put stuff in them too. I bring out a bunch of 5-gallon, white 5-gallon pails before I pack. Okay, come back to the same side. Now, easy. This knot is not too tough to figure out. It's just a loop like such. Very simple. You can see the rope is starting from the top, going down, looping back, but it's on top of, it passes on top of this rope here. Now this rope is going to go, you can see it's going to secure all the way around the whole pack. You don't like that tarp at all, so he's going to stand a little while today with this pack saddle on. That goes all the way around the pack, all the way around it, behind it. And I start right from here and I start tightening it underneath the pack. See how we're just wrapping it underneath as far as we can, around here. Then I pull this tight. Pull the top tight, get out here, and I pull the bottom tight. Now this is kind of a carriage. These two ropes go down both ways, and it actually carries the bottom of the pack. All right? Then pass it back over the front. And as you're packing, make sure you're keeping your rope tight. You don't want to get any slack. You can walk around the horse with it. Make sure you walk around and keep it tight. I'll walk all around here. See how I keep that rope nice and tight? Now you just tie her off. Tie her off here. Fine. Secure it nice and tight. As you can see, I'm going to have some extra rope. Sometimes you'll get packing and you'll forget something. You'll have some extra rope. You could put something light on the side. You could tie a bow you know, bow and arrow, tie a rifle on here if you wanted to. Anything that would be light, you could tie right onto any of these ropes, as long as it doesn't fly around and, you know, hurt the horse. So then I'll just wrap this here rope up. I'll go on the other side so the camera can see. He's taking this pretty well. He wouldn't have any problems if it wasn't for the tarp on there. He never really come undone that a lot of horses do the first time they get around the tarps. I think Pride's gonna work okay. Now I'll just tie this rope right on here like this here. Obviously we were packing, I'd tie it a little bit better, but he's gonna be standing here for just a little bit. Now, the lead rope undone here. And this lead rope tied yesterday to rain, and she so tight. You guys know how to tie a loop on a lead rope?
You tie them up, yeah, just pull out, make a loop, and then
You always got to be able to.
so you can get them untied.
Yep. Okay, we'll walk them back over here.
I would think Keith would know.
What's that?
I would think Keith would know. The other guys,
Yeah.
as far as tying.
He walks this pack out pretty good. Didn't take too long, did it?
No, that was nice.
Now the key here is, most important part is you can put up a little bit of foolishness with the horse while you're packing them, sidestepping and all that kind of fidget and all that kind of stuff. But the real key is getting out on the trail and walking with the horse. That's what you want. And he does that. He's a good ponying animal. He ponies real well. He gives the pressure real well. He's been on a pony string probably 6-7 times. He's found out if he don't go forward the way he's supposed to, his chin hurts real quick because he's got 4 other horses yanking him around. So you get him to this point right here, and you got a good pack horse. He's pack out. He's got a good saddle and good pack horse. I'm going to take everything down, and I'll show you. I'll keep the tape on. I think I got enough video on there. I'm going to take him down, and I wanted to saddle him just to let you see how he rides out. Then I'm going to put my saddle on. I'm going to put that blue tarp back on him today and leave him sit with that blue tarp. Now, if you guys go out there and you don't get blue tarps, practice them with white ones, whatever it is, because something about it, you can get them used to a big blue sheet, and then all of a sudden they see a white one and they go crazy. So you want to accustom the horse to pretty much everything that you're going to expose them to. I also keep them all together too, because I figure they're gonna all be together, and you want them together. Easy. He just needs a little bit of rope work out. Stand. Good boy. Stand. What's wrong with that? Get him used to the rope back there. If he's gonna kick, give you problems, you want to do it right now. Get it out of his system, because when he gets up in the mountains, he's got to do one. His job is to work. He's supposed to work. And we don't need no goofing off. Goofing off can be here. We can handle that. But when you guys get up in the mountains, he's supposed to do a job. And he's got to know his job is to pack out. Now you notice when I was packing the whole time, I left this pony lead clear. Because, you might get into some country where you're riding and you got a pack horse where you can't ride. You got to walk with the horse. So you can take your saddle horse and you can snap a pony lead on them. As long as we got it on film here, I'm going to tell you guys right now, from the time you leave your property and you go out in the mountains, stuff a good sturdy halter and leave it on that horse. Don't ever take it off. Leave it on the horse. I've seen people out in the mountains that ride their horses, you know, like you do with show animals. They take the halter off, they put the bridle on, you know. Don't tie the don't tie the horse up by the reins. Always have lead rope. I put the halter on, and I take the lead rope and I connect the lead rope on, and I always got a lead rope hanging and tying up to my saddle horn of my horse. Right? And the reason for that is if I get hunting and I see elk or I'm bugling and whatnot, I want to tie them to a tree, I've always got that lead rope. I can take that lead rope, untie it, drop down, tie them to a tree, and I'm gone. But I got my halter on, so I'm all set to go. Okay, you can take him down. Watch your horse's tail while you're working him, and if he gets nervous while you're working him, that's what's going to happen. That's the tail's going to twitch. So watch his tail, to watch his tail, to watch his ears. He starts laying his ears back. He does a lot. That's usually a defensive or an offensive move on a horse. They're going to do something. Their ears go back. They're going to kick. They're going to push. They're going to do something. Watch your ears and watch the tail. Usually you'll see the tail flipping around, and then all of a sudden their ears go back. And that's a good time to get completely out of the reach of the back end of the horse. I don't trust him for kicking. He's taken a couple of pops at me already, and he's kind of got it in his eyes that he wants to get a chunk of me. And you know, I take caution with all horses, even if I know they don't kick, but I take a little bit more with him because he's got that. He got that right foot that likes to fly out every once in a while. So. Easy. That don't mean he's not a good horse. He'll be okay on that start. Get on top of him, just pet him a little bit, get him used to it. It takes a lot to get a horse to put something like that on him, you know? It's irritating for him. Easy. Yeah. They gotta learn to trust you, and he's gotta know that I'm the one that's putting it on, and I'm also the one that's taking it off. Move. 10. What's that? When you start that thing, maybe tied up a lot. Yep, I don't know. Well, he's got some flies down there right now, so. If you want to go in the tack room, there's a sink in the tack room to the left of it on top of the shelf. And he might have a fly fighting him right now too, so that could be. There's some fly spray, a little bottle of fly spray. And save the last cinch, I should say the front cinch for last. So what I want to do now is you want to get the saddle so that it's packable the next time. And you've got everything flip-flopping all over the place. It gets to be a real mess. So what I'll do is try to get everything laying so he's not going to step on it. I'm going to go on the other side and throw everything up on top. So what I do is I'm going to loosen this cinch up and drop it down, and I'm going to keep these so that they're hanging, so that he doesn't step on them as he side passes this way. Then I'm going to stack everything on my tack saddle from the other side, because I'm untying from this side and stacking from the other side. Okay, see you. everything is clear on this side. And when I get on the other side, he's going to pass, but he's not going to be able to step on anything. I got that. Side. Good boy. Stand. Okay, now we'll stack everything on the pack saddle. I'm going to point the camera this way just a bit here. Okay, now we're going to stack it up on top, front cinch, wrap it around so it lays on top, rear cinch, same thing, and I'll take the breast cinch, just flip that right on top like this here. Then what I'm going to do is just take the strap from the other side, I'll loosen them, and I'll tie these down so that everything, when you want to use it the next time, just unhook your cinch straps, and everything just kind of falls down, and it's all in order. And it's straight. It's a real mess sometimes to get everything intertwined and everything intertangled. So we'll shut this off, and then I'll throw a saddle on them, and I'll take it for a little ride.